I was 87 miles from home when my wife decided I needed a lesson. She and her friends left me beneath a rattling highway sign, storm clouds gathering like they had an appointment with my face. I didn't argue. I watched their taillights fade, smiled, and tucked my hands in my pockets. A black pickup eased from the shadows of an abandoned way station. Rook, my very calm, very ex-military bodyguard, stepped out, handed me a dry jacket, and nodded toward the passenger door. "Right on schedule," he said. "Her last mistake," I answered, climbing in. How we got here, Mira loved control the way dragons love gold. At dinner, she'd held court with her chorus, Belle, Kira, and Tessa, drinking just enough to confuse cruelty with charm. On the drive out, they laughed like this was team building. "Walk it off, Adrian," Mira said, shooing me into the dark. What she didn't know was that for 8 months I'd been documenting everything. It began the Tuesday I found twin ledgers on her laptop, one for show, one for siphoning. I called 3 people: Valentina, a forensic accountant who treats embezzlement like weather reports; Ria, a divorce attorney whose specialty is scorched earth truth; Rook, who upgraded our home security into a quiet evidence factory. From then on, I smiled and collected facts: the bogus consulting invoices, the retreats that were beach weekends with her mentor Trent, the way she trotted out friends to reinforce the message that I should know my place. I recorded the small humiliations and the big ones. Patient work, brick by brick. The night it all turned back at the hotel, I walked past every camera, chatted with the clerk, ordered soup, every moment time-stamped. My phone lit up after midnight. Amusement, annoyance, anger, and then panic. Tessa, blessed, unfiltered Tessa, left a voicemail calling it just a prank to teach me my place. At 3:47 a.m., she sent the masterpiece, a champagne toast in Mira's living room, to teaching Adrian a lesson. I uploaded everything to the cloud and finally slept. At 8:30 a.m., I met Ria on the courthouse steps. By noon, Mira had been served. At 1 p.m., Judge Harper Lynn pressed play on an audio file in courtroom 3C. "You need a lesson, Adrian. Walk it off." Car doors. Laughter. Silence. Ria rolled out Valentina's timeline. Offshore transfers to a Cayman shell, Karen linted. Corporate cards used for romance. Donations routed to Trent's crypto wallet. We presented the victory. Video. Then Ria called a surprise witness. Marisol, Trent's assistant, hands steady, voice clear. She'd recorded planning calls, copied emails, and brought the map of Mira's labyrinth. Judge Lynn froze all assets, granted me the house, issued a no-contact order, and referred everything to prosecutors. Mira's lawyer stopped objecting and started blinking. The collapse. Within weeks, the U.S. Attorney's Office convened a grand jury. The indictments read like a financial crime sampler: wire fraud, conspiracy, money laundering, tax evasion, obstruction. Trent folded for 5 years in cooperation. Mira fought and lost. In federal court, the jury listened to our marriage. As a case study in coercive control with bank statements, guilty on all counts, 4 years in prison, restitution, a professional ban. Her 3 accomplices caught lesser charges and a long slide out of polite company. I didn't celebrate. I exhaled. After the wreckage, the house felt clean for the first time in years. Freedom is loud when you've lived in whispers. I slept. I called my cousin Quinn, the one Mira paid to keep tabs on me until guilt turned her into a whistleblower. Shame ruins, guilt repairs. She chose repair. Sitting. Through those hearings, I realized our story wasn't rare. The tools change: money, passwords, social circles, but the pattern is the same: isolation, gaslighting, financial chokeholds, lessons dressed as love. So we built the North Line Initiative, named for the highway where everything changed. Valentina hosts a free forensic clinic: how to read statements, flag patterns, and collect admissible proof. Rook teaches safety, documentation, and de-escalation that works in kitchens, not just conflict zones. Ria created a legal triage for emergency filings. Quinn runs the late-night hotline, talking terrified people through freezing a card, screenshotting, threats, and breathing until morning. In year 1, we helped 47 people leave and blocked about $2 million in ongoing fraud. We became a quiet bridge from, I think I'm losing my mind, to, here's the folder. Let's go. Epilogue. 18 months after the rain, a letter arrived from prison, 3 pages of Mira explaining how my vindictive behavior ruined her life. It ended. I hope you learned your lesson. I framed it on our office wall beside our mission statement, educational material. On a clear afternoon, I drove back to that mile marker. No thunder, no audience, just sunlight and traffic and grass that had grown over the spot where I'd been left to learn. I stood there a minute, waiting for the old anger. Nothing came. Just the simple math of it. Love without respect is theater. Kindness without boundaries is surrender. Cruelty, when documented, becomes evidence. Mira tried to teach me obedience. What I learned was clarity and how to turn a storm into shelter for other people. That, finally, was the only lesson that mattered.